Good morning everyone. Myself S.V. Raymond, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, BLD Engineering College. Today we will discuss about the fluid power system, or it can also be called as a fluid power engineering. So first let us see what we mean by the fluid power. So this is one animation what I can use in order to explain what is the use of this fluid energy, right? So this is the weight W, heavier weight I want to lift with the help of this lever or with the help of this smaller piston, right? So this smaller piston which is impinging the force on the hydraulic fluid, the same pressure energy is going to again impinge on the larger piston, right? So in order to get the pressure here, what we should do, we should give the moment for this lever in this manner, right? So with the help of human force or human effort, we are applying the force on extreme end in order to reduce the effort by the human, as well as by using the difference in the area of a smaller as well as the larger piston, we are getting the hydraulic advantage, right? So by applying the pressure, by applying the force here, the piston undergoes the larger stroke, whereas the larger piston will undergo a smaller stroke, because how much amount of the volume that has been displaced here, the same amount of volume is going to be displaced on the output side also, right? So here both the mechanical advantage will be getting by maintaining the eccentricity from the hinge point, as well as the hydraulic by using the different cross sectional areas here as well as here. So what is fluid power system? This fluid power system, it is dealing with the generation, the control, it deals with the generation, the control as well as the transmission, right? So these are the three important terms which we are going to take use of it, and with the help of hoses or the transmission lines will be achieving it, right? So in general we are talking about the fluids. If we are going to use the liquid as a medium, that is called as hydraulics. If I am going to use the air as a transmitting medium, that is called as a pneumatic, right? So gases are used in case of pneumatics, oil, water and all the liquids are used in case of hydraulics, right? So the hydraulics came from the Greek word hydro, which means water. So some of the advantages we are having for this hydraulic system, that is easy and accuracy of control, right? So it is very easy, and the accuracy of the control, that means as we know the fluid is incompressible, we will get the accuracy compared to the pneumatics. Next one is the multiplication of forces. The multiplication of forces means we will not be using any gears, pulleys, levers, right? We are not using such mechanical components here. Because of that one, the frictions are going to be eliminated, as well as the multiplication of forces can be get by using the difference in the areas of the piston, right? So regardless of the speed changes, we will be getting the constant force as well as the torque, right? Next point is, next advantage is, it is its simplicity, safety as well as its economy, right? So if you compare the performance wise, we'll call it as the economical one, right? So high force density as well as the compact construction we are going to have in some cases, and long life cycle and low maintenance, because we are using the oil as a medium which is going to act as a lubricant itself. It can also be easily automated using different types of relays, solenoids as well as electrical actuators. Next advantage is easy reversal movement, that is forward stroke as well as retraction stroke both can be get using the different direction control valves. A fluid power system can be used where safety is of a vital importance, right? Where we need more safety, in that case also we can use such fluid power system as well as it is economical, right? So any system, if you consider in general, when we are having one advantage, obviously we should have a certain disadvantages also, right? So certain drawbacks or the limitations of this one is the hydraulic lines are messy and leakage is impossible to eliminate completely, right? We can reduce the leakage of any hydraulic system, but we cannot completely eliminate it. The hydraulic lines can burst, possibly result in injuries to the people who is operating, right? So if you are not taking the safety precautions as well as if you are not maintaining properly the maintenance, then obviously a hydraulic system is going to burst, which is going to affect the people who are operating it. Most hydraulic oil can cause fires, right? So some of hydraulic oil are going to catch the fires, right? So in the area of hot environment or hot temperatures. Next limitation is hydraulic oil always should be clean. Clean filtration is very critical, right? So we are having strainers as well as filters. With the help of those things we will be cleaning the hydraulic oil, right? So whatever the advantages and limitations we have discussed in the previous slides, the same things are listed here, right? You can go through these limitations as well as advantages, right? Next important term is the components of hydraulic system. We are having various components in case of hydraulic system: a tank, pump, electric motor, valve, actuator and piping system, right? So let us see one by one how the system will work. In case of this hydraulic circuit, that is which I am showing it on the right side, is nothing but it is the equivalent diagram of the left diagram, right? So it is not always possible to describe each and every detail of all the components. So what we are doing is we are simplifying it to the symbolical representations. Here in this case the actuators, the linear actuator will be represented in this manner. The direction control valve, this direction control valve will be represented with the help of this sixth component symbolically like this, and this fourth component, that is pressure relief valve, will be represented with the help of this symbol, right? So for all the component we will be having the different symbolical representations. With the help of those representations only we are going to discuss the different circuits. So it is easy for us to understand, right? So first component is pump, right? So this is the pump what we are using, a hydraulic pump what we are using in our power pack. Power pack is nothing but the complete assembly of this one, the blue colored one, whatever we are having, which consists of the reservoir, the motor, the check valve, the pump as well as the pressure relief valve. The whole assembly or combo pack is called as power pack, right? So the pump will give the flow which will be circulated through this check valve. In case of completely blocked condition, the hydraulic fluid will move from the pressure relief valve to the reservoir or the tank, right? So this direction control valve will be having 3 positions as well as 4 ports, right? The left envelope will be the crossed condition, the right envelope will be the parallel condition, parallel flow, and the central one is blocked condition, right? So when I am going to actuate the left envelope, when I am going to actuate the left envelope, the flow from the pump will move to the port B. So I will get the flow in this manner, and that will be filled on the rod end side of a actuator. So I will get the retraction, right? When I am going to actuate this one, the fluid will be moving from pump port to the system port A. The fluid will be flown via this pipe, and the fluid pressure is going to be acted on the blind end side. So I will be getting the forward stroke, and whatever the liquid we are having on the rod end side, that will be sent back to the tank or the reservoir via this line, right? So this is what regarding the direction control valve. And actuators are nothing but the components which will convert a form of energy into another form. In this case, we are converting hydraulic energy into the mechanical reciprocation. The seventh component is the throttle valve, which is going to reduce or increase the flow rate of a hydraulic fluid, which can be controlled. And the motor is used for converting the electrical energy into mechanical rotation, which in turn is supplied to the pump, right? The second component is oil or the oil tank or the reservoir. The reservoir is a device which is used for storing the hydraulic energy, right? So these are nothing but the different components which we are having in a hydraulic system. If you consider any hydraulic system, these components are required in order to make a complete circuit. The same things we are having in these slides also. Some of the applications we are having in the case of automobile, checkup automobile, in the case of overhead trams, in case of spaceships, landing gears, the control submarines, coal mines, earth movers, harvest crops, the presses, machine tools, machine handling equipments, as for transportation as well as for constructions, right? So those are nothing but some of the applications where we are using the hydraulic fluid or hydraulic energy in order to get the work. It is the simplest form of and high accurate form of component. One can take the best advantage of these hydraulic systems. So thank you for watching.